up, wrestling fans? It is yours truly, Ruby Soho, and you're listening to Wrestling POV Podcast with the man, Tony Diaz.
This is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and you are listening to the Wrestling POV Podcast.
Hey guys, this is Hardcore Country Mickey James, and you are listening to Wrestling POV Podcast.
What's happening, fellas?
Hello, everybody.
What is going on is right, man. We got the Royal Rumble coming up this week.
That's what's going on.
That's what's going on. You damn right.
Well,
You darn tootin'.
If we're gonna say it, we gotta say it's the Royal Rumble, everyone.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Yeah, I can't wait for it. It's going to be pretty exciting, which we will give our predictions later on the show. We're also going to go over our the Saturday night's main event.
Yes.
And that'll be pretty cool to talk about. And there's one match in particular, man, I was like, ooh boy. But like I said, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But if you are new to this, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the $50 man, Clay Cummings.
What's up, everybody?
And the Dean, Elio Canella.
Going on.
And the third wheel, Rick's around a third.
Hey, people.
And Chris is not on yet, but he will be.
He's in timeout.
He's in timeout.
Everybody hates Chris!
Okay. All right. Before we go over some of the other stuff, I want to discuss something, but I want you guys to listen to this audio. It's of Tommy Dreamer, Dave LaGreca, and Bully Ray talking about Goldberg's last match.
And for God's sakes, put somebody over on your way out.
Gunther is definitely the better choice because Gunther will be able to get a better match out of Goldberg. One of the things that you have to consider is what Goldberg he's good at and what he's not necessarily good at. You have to put the spotlight on him in all the right ways. You have to, play to his strengths and hide his weaknesses. I think that's better suited for Gunther. That's not taking anything away from Bronson, but Gunther is more seasoned and I believe can get a better, more spirited match out of Goldberg. I'm not saying that Gunther is necessarily the absolute best choice, but we did see Gunther take shots at Goldberg. They have planted the seed. They have watered it. I will say this, whichever young heel that they have a future for or a future plan for who can benefit from it is the right person for Goldberg. You want somebody to be able to tout that they retired Goldberg. And as far as Goldberg going out with a victory, in my eyes, absolutely not.
What do you guys think?
He's right. The thing is, I don't like it that he's right because I don't want to see Gunther versus Goldberg. That being said, if I do have to see it, I'd rather see it at Elimination Chamber or anything before WrestleMania. It cannot be at WrestleMania because there's a chance that if it's at WrestleMania, Goldberg is going to go over. And I can't take that chance.
That's true, though. I mean, come on, man. We can't. No. I mean, I think we've had enough of Goldberg. I have to go back to when he fought The Fiend.
Yes.
Oh, my God, yes.
That was horrendous. And then and obviously we're all fans of The Fiend.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But my God, man. You couldn't sell for him?
Not at all.
He couldn't do anything. And it was just so irritating to see that. So, if he does that with him, what's he going to do with anybody else, especially if it's going to be his retirement match?
Mm-hmm.
They need to follow that New Japan tradition that they have.
Which is
when
what?
someone goes out, usually the last match, whether it's like a singles or it's usually a tag team match, that the team that person's on uh, usually loses
Oh,
when that
really?
person's on their way out. Yep.
I thought you were talking about when they take the samurai sword and they put it into their gut.
Takes them out, literally.
Because maybe that's what Goldberg needs.
Shit.
Now, go ahead, Clay.
No, and just here's my thing. If we're going to say the same thing about, certain AEW wrestlers, say Chris Jericho on his way out at some point, Sting lost on his way out, Goldberg needs to be the same way. And unfortunately, I don't think his ego is going to allow that to happen. And Bully Ray's 100% right with the fact that somebody young and up and coming like a Gunther needs to get this win over him and say, hey, I retired Goldberg, instead of saying like you had Baron Corbin retire Kurt Angle, and then that kind of just went nowhere. So you need somebody strong enough, legitimate enough to be able to take out Goldberg. But I don't think Bill Goldberg in his head, he still thinks he's 90 Goldbergs and is still going to be, up in his head that he will be over. And I'm sorry to say that shouldn't happen.
No. But do you think Gunther is the right choice?
I mean, they've already teased it once or twice. I think he is the legit one. Like, you can't bring a 20-year-old just from NXT or say a young guy come in and be like, hey, I retired Goldberg just from the top. I mean, somebody with the instances of Gunther right now should be the one that will put him into the stratosphere even more.
Yeah.
You can't do that and not follow up.
No.
That's true.
I mean, just to go against what you said, Clay, is but what about Kurt Angle? Kurt Angle got retired by Baron Corbin.
Right.
With Baron Corbin.
Yeah.
Right. So
Look
there's
where that led
potential.
to.
There's potential that this could harm Gunther.
Yeah.
Because it could be a terrible match, and we are like, Gunther does not have terrible matches. And then who's to say? Maybe, again, this is a hypothetical thing. What happens if Gunther has such a bad match with Goldberg, but he wins, and now he's trying to overcompensate for every match after that he makes mistakes and he just starts messing up? Like, that could be on him. That could be haunting to him. Again, hypothetically, of course, because I don't think Gunther has that in him where he will just fuck up all the time. But there's a chance that it happens. Also, in Goldberg, he needs to stop. Look what he did with Undertaker, man. Now, Undertaker wasn't perfect at that time either, but God awful. Like, you got to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
I thought somebody else, though.
Who?
Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good. He's too much similar to Goldberg, too.
But he got to go over then. You can't have him lose to Goldberg.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That would benefit him.
Yeah. But we got to think about somebody that can lose to Goldberg and still have some kind of credibility that can still survive this. And I don't think there's a lot of people out there that can survive losing to Goldberg.
Chad Gable?
Possibly. That's probably the best bet.
Yeah. Because it won't hurt him.
No.
It won't hurt him. But now, honestly, do you really think that Goldberg would take those chops from Gunther?
No.
No.
Seriously. He's not gonna sell that shit.
Nope.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He's not. It's like, dude, serious? Come on now.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I wanted to play it. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on that.
Yeah.
We're such big, huge Goldberg fans.
We are?
Once upon a time, I was.
In the 90s.
I think WWE ruined his career. And
you think so?
Absolutely. WCW built him up, and WWE broke him down and humbled him. Like, we got the better bald guy. We got Stone Cold Steve Austin. And they humbled him.
They did.
He did win the championship.
Yeah, but then the first match in WWE, it fed to The Rock. And then The Rock beat him, and then he got fed to Stone Cold, and Stone Cold mopped the floor with him, and it's like, well, where are you going to go from here?
He got fed to Triple H. That's what it was.
That's true. Yeah.
And you know what? This is actually pretty good that we brought this up, because this is something I've been wanting to bring up for a little bit. Do you guys know, like, when you're just sitting down on the couch and something pops in your head and all of a sudden it pops up on your phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
For example, like you wish you had a bigger penis and all of a sudden you get all these ads for like penis pumps. Hypothetically, not me, but just hypothetically. Well, I was thinking about Triple H and how much I don't really like him as a wrestler, as a person, right? And this goes out to all those people that call us WWE fanboys. Here you go. Sit down and grab some popcorn because I got a lot to say right now. Now, the funny thing is, all of a sudden, I get a video of Eric Bischoff talking about how Triple H was good, but not great. And that is something I have been saying for a long time. Triple H was good, but was not great. And now here we go. Look at it. You got the click. You got Shawn Michaels, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Triple H. Where does Triple H rank out of those four? At that time when they formed the click, where did he rank? Before he became the Game and all that stuff.
Oh, he was late.
I'd say last.
He was fourth, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
And then what happened was, all right, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, they went into the WCW thing, and Triple H is right there next to Shawn Michaels. Like, Shawn, it's just you and me now, right? And then what happened? Shawn Michaels went to the moon, and Triple H stood there like, okay, where am I at right now? And then everybody said it, and Eric Bischoff said it there. Triple H was the one that didn't drink. He didn't do drugs like Shawn. He didn't do any of that stuff like Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. He's the one that stood the straight and narrow. But here's the thing. Triple H always found the way to put himself first no matter what. Now, I get it. He was upset that Ultimate Warrior didn't sell the pedigree. So freaking what, in my opinion? That is the Ultimate Warrior, and you were Hunter Hearst Helmsley. Relax, boy. Like, I can't believe how much of a big deal he was. And the thing is, this whole he's the Game and you don't know how to play. JR, you messed up by giving him that nickname because that went to his head. And he went crazy. And then Midian, once upon a time, tried to date Stephanie McMahon. And Stephanie McMahon said, well, I don't date wrestlers. Wow. She don't date ugly ones, apparently. She went for Triple H. But here's my thing. Triple H has buried so many different talented superstars. And as he climbed up the ladder, and he just killed people's momentum. For example, Test. We all know who Test was. Test, RIP. He was great. And he could have been a lot better, but what happened? He got involved with Stephanie, and all of a sudden some fugazi stuff happened, and then all of a sudden Test is out of the company and all that stuff. Then what happened? Then we get Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho is on top of the world, undisputed champion, beat Stone Cold and The Rock in the same night, but who does he lose to? Triple H. Then all of a sudden you have Goldberg coming into the company. Who does he lose to for all his momentum? Triple H. You got CM Punk, the summer of Punk. What happens? Oh, I want you to fight Kevin Nash. Who was he supposed to fight? Triple H. But it doesn't happen because Triple H did not want to lose to CM Punk. Then you bring Sting into the company. What happens? The icon Sting is in WWE. Loses to Triple H. Now, everybody will come out me and say, well, he does have a losing record at WrestleMania, but those losses elevated people. The wins that he has just put everybody down. Booker T. Are we serious? That was the biggest, the worst thing you could have done to somebody's momentum. Killed his momentum. And even Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania 29, Brock lost to John Cena earlier in the year, and he needed something big. So you put him in this year-long feud with Triple H, and what happens? Triple H wins. It's just the guy, listen, don't get me wrong, the company has been better. But again, I've been saying it for a couple years now. I'm not that thrilled with the way he books things. It's just, it's kind of easy when you have a great writing team, and it's kind of easy when you have these superstars that you have that know their roles, right? It's easy to move the chess pieces.
Of course.
Do you think Triple H can run AEW?
Not the way it is now, no.
Right?
No.
I don't think, right? So when you're handed a golden platter, it's easy to do something. Let him do something like Vince did and build it from the ground up. I don't think he can do that. But again, not to knock. No, absolutely not.
I don't think
Triple H. Go ahead.
No, I don't think many people could though.
Absolutely
like we're
not,
talking about a whole empire that Vince made, and it's like it's hard to even do that, and it takes a certain amount of people to even do that.
And you're absolutely right. But that's why I get pissed off when people downplay Vince McMahon and they skyrocket Triple H. Because again, it was a lot easier to be Triple H and here you go, Triple H, run the WWE. Listen, I think he's good. Like Eric Bischoff said, he's good, but not great. And that's from a WWE fanboy. But what do y'all think?
Hey, I agree 110% with you, man. I mean, I'm like, everything you said is straight up fact. Like, you look at history like that, it is true. So I can't say you're wrong.
And it's just like he just kept winning. There were matches like my cousin was the biggest Triple H fan, and I'm just like, but it doesn't make sense that he won. And my cousin would just spit water and just like and I'm like, but you're not getting it. It doesn't make sense. Please. I just want it to make sense. And when Triple H was winning at those days, it just didn't make sense. So I don't know, man. And everybody loves Triple H, so I'll be excited to hear what fans have to say about this. But I don't think Triple H is as iconic as everybody says he is.
Well, I think it's mainly because he took over. Well, let me backtrack. Because of what he's done for NXT.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And he did elevate NXT.
Absolutely.
He took a bunch of young kids and he elevated them. You know what I'm saying? But then when all this shit happened with Vince McMahon and then he started taking control over things, you did see a difference between how Vince McMahon ran things and the way Triple H ran things. So I think that's where a lot of people glorify him because of the fact that of what he did in NXT and then now at what he's doing in the main roster.
Yep. Well, I want to, Ellie, I'm going to throw this at you because you the dean, you know everything. Give me off the top of your head right now in 3 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, the best Triple H match you've ever seen.
Wow.
Yep, exactly.
I can't think of any.
And I'm gonna throw this at you. That doesn't include The Undertaker and Shawn Michaels. Give me a match that Triple H says off the top of your head that you're like, oh my god, that was such a great Triple H match.
Hey, I got one for Tony.
I can't come up with. I can't think of any.
I can.
Go ahead.
I mean, Titus Jack and Triple H.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. And the Hell in the Cell, right?
The which one?
No, the Street Fight from Royal Rumble 2000. Titus Jack and Triple H.
Okay. Who went over in that match?
Okay.
Triple H.
Exactly. So it's like, if you look back at it, every match that he had that was so great, he won. Right? And then it's just... If you also look back at the Attitude Era, let's look back at the Attitude Era. Is Triple H top 5 in the Attitude Era?
No.
Right, exactly. But they glorify him as if he was.
Yeah.
And let's not get it wrong. The guy, he's the game. He's the best. This is what he does. He wasn't the best.
That's the one thing that annoyed me about him.
Yes.
that right there.
Yeah, his promos were not great. His spray tan wasn't great either. He has one of the most iconic entrances of all time. I'll give you that. But even watching him in the early days of DX, it was just like, you're Shawn Michaels' lackey.
Yep.
What else are you? You know, when it came down to DX, I preferred the New Age Outlaws, right? I preferred X-Pac. I prefer Shawn Michaels. Triple H was on the bottom of that list too. But the thing is, the guy kept his head straight. He didn't do drugs. He didn't drink. He found the boss's daughter and found the empire, and that was it. Can't knock the hustle. I'll give it to him. He played the game. You know what I'm saying?
He played the game.
He played the game.
And he won.
That's right. Yep. Wow. All right.
You guys know where the name Triple H was first heard?
Where?
I just learned this because I've been watching all the old pay-per-views.
I'm doing the podcast.
At Survivor Series 95, Triple H was part of one of the teams that I think I want to say they went up against the Undertaker's team, or he was on that team. But Mr. Perfect was on commentary, and I heard him say, and Hunter Helmsley's in the ring now. He likes to be called Triple H.
There you go.
Oh.
Jesus. Wow.
So that's why
I
we
didn't know
first
that.
Triple H.
And I would
didn't
say
either.
that is perfectly done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So anything else before we go on to Saturday night's main event?
I think that's it.
That's it.
Uh,
I'm good.
All righty. All right. Clay, take it away with Saturday night's main event.
All right, we got the Saturday night's main event. First match, we had Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the women's WWE champion or World Heavyweight Championship. Sorry, this was a solid match with these two women, and I'm telling you guys, we talked about this for a couple weeks. Nia's getting better and better every time that woman gets in the ring. She worked well with Rhea. They both have this chemistry that I absolutely love, and I wish they would go on to have more matches like this, just to have this rivalry, because every time they go on, it is a great match to me.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley with electric chair to Nia Jax.
Bro.
I mean, that was impressive.
I know, right?
Yep.
Impressive. Rhea retains the title here. Good start to the Saturday night's main event. It felt quick, in my opinion, just because they had a time limit within this Saturday night's main event. But I honestly wish this was the main event for Saturday night's main event. No pun intended.
Yeah.
There you go. I wholeheartedly agree with you. I think this was the match of the night, in my opinion. Also, don't forget, she hit a destroyer on Nia. Like, and listen, if you guys know what it is, doing a destroyer, that's the person on the bottom that they're timing and they're doing the flip too, right? Like. The person on top, they're doing a somersault over. It's the person on the bottom that has to jump up and do a flip. Like, she nailed it perfectly. And then she did a leg drop off the second rope, Nia Jax.
Yes.
That was impressive. And she didn't break Rhea's trachea or anything. She landed it just fine. That was a hell of an opening match. And Nia Jax, listen, people. I'm going to put my nomination in right now in January for Nia Jax as Superstar of the Year. Put it down, people.
Wow.
What?
Really?
Wow.
She is looking
that's
great
ballsy,
in that
bro.
ring, bro. She is,
That's
or at least
ballsy.
most improved. She is doing phenomenal.
Most improved. I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd agree. Most improved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right.
And man. Yeah, just to backtrack a little bit, the way Nia Jax moved in that ring, she moved like I've never seen her move like that before. You know what I'm saying? She keeps just getting better and better. I mean, maybe she's taking wrestling more serious now.
I think so.
She's understanding that, she's got to sometimes sell a certain move or put people over. And she did all of that in this match with Rhea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
you can
saying?
you can tell the difference from when she started till now. It's like complete different. It's like more professional style now.
Absolutely.
And I think she's trying to show her bloodline where she stands, right?
Yeah.
Because we tend to forget that Nia is part of that family. And I think she's trying to show people, hey, I'm still here. And I'm going to improve and I'm going to get better. So don't forget about me, kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yep. All right. Next match, we had Sheamus versus Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. Again, this was a decent match. I'm going to say it was great. Felt kind of quick in a way. But
that spear that Braun Breaker delivered to Sheamus on the outside.
On the steel steps and everything. I was like, man, that was perfect timing in that. Both of them took a hit with that.
Yeah.
Was good. And again, like they said during the show, Sheamus has had his 10th time against the Intercontinental Championship and this and that. Well, Sheamus ends up losing again.
I think 11 will be the one at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I think it's gotten to that point where Sheamus eventually is going to win this Intercontinental Championship. He's got to, because as much as hype as they've got this guy to not win the belt yet, he's done all this, but he hasn't won the Intercontinental Championship yet. It's coming. But right now, it's just not going to happen. Braun Breaker retains. And here's my thing with Braun Breaker. Raw was going to hype him up as soon as he come to Netflix. He was going to be this next big thing, big star. Here's my thing. When is it coming? Because he's not very mentioned on Raw. since Netflix. He is the Intercontinental Championship, but the most he's done on Raw is sit in the crowd. So it's like if he's going to be this next big top star, which I think he can be, when is that push coming? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah,
I think what they're doing with him is they're trying to do the cocky arrogance thing where he's just, I don't have to fight. I'm already the champion. I fight when I have to defend it, but you don't need to see me. When you want to see me, you got to pay for it, kind of thing. Like the old school. I know we don't do that anymore. Like we all have streaming services and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's what it is. It's like, I'm Showtime, bro. I'm the number one dog in the pound. You're gonna pay to see me. So I think that's where they're going with it. Do I think it's the best? No. What I think he should be doing is he should be killing some J-Brones, and just show how fast he can do a spear. Do that. But I gotta tell you guys, this match, the show was stolen by Jesse the Body Ventura. This guy, I miss that style of announcing. And it's crazy because Jesse Ventura went back, and I felt like I was in 1989 again. Like, this guy went back and was just like, oh, the referee, he did a fast count. Oh, how could you see? And you know what? It's kind of true. How could you see that his foot went on the rope if you're swinging to go down for 3? So it's kind of, it makes sense. But if you look at the video, he clearly looks up. But Jesse Ventura, and he was staying on that. And I felt like Pat McAfee and Michael Cole were just like, I don't know what to do with this right now. What do we say, guys? He keeps repeating it.
Pat looked lost.
And the funny thing is,
that's my buddy right there. That's my buddy right there. It's a conspiracy theory.
And the funny thing is, this time he was on Sheamus' side. Where in the past it would have been the heels, where he would say that was a fast count.
Yeah.
And Jesse still plays that way too. The heel side.
See, Jesse's this thing though too is like he's just a flip flop. Like it's like one of those chicken shit heel kind of thing where he's just gonna go wherever. He does the opposite, right? You say it's red, he's gonna say it's blue. That's just who he is. It's hot, no, it's cold. That is just an annoying mosquito, but he's so good at being an annoying mosquito.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. All right. Next, during the middle of Saturday Night's main event, we had the Cody and Kevin Owens contract signing with Shawn Michaels. Of course, is in San Antonio, Texas. I understand what they were doing here, but this could have been done on SmackDown. I don't know why.
Exactly what I said. This could have been the SmackDown segment.
Yeah. I don't get it. Understandably so. The Heartbreak Kids from San Antonio does a super kick to Kevin Owens. Oh, yay.
And I think that's why they did that.
Yeah.
Only because he's from San Antonio. And, good to see Shawn Michaels do her super kick and blah. It's like, all right, whatever. But, yeah, you're right. This definitely should have been on, like, a SmackDown show.
But the thing was, Shawn took a shot at Nick Aldis. He's like, well, Nick Aldis couldn't do this, so I have to do it. And then you did nothing. Like, you just, the only thing you did was, all right, guys, sit down. They didn't sit down. And then you're like, all right, sign it. And then they signed it. But then you the only thing you said was, you sound jealous, which I felt like the delivery was great. Because it was like, he doesn't want to get involved. So it was like an inner thought coming out. So I thought that was great. But then it went nowhere because then Kevin Owens took over, and you got to be able to go back and forth with Kevin. And Shawn was not ready for that. Kevin said, "Oh, you lost your smile? Yeah." It's just like you can't do that with Kevin Owens. But I thought at the end of it all, I'm very excited for this match. This is like really, I'm really anticipating a great match out of these two. Let's see where they go with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Next match. Jacob Fatu versus Braun Strowman.
Jeez.
God damn.
That was a good match.
It's not just damn, it's goddamn.
You want to talk about meat versus meat? Like, holy shit, these two brought
a lot of meat.
That's a lot of meat. Yes, but
that's one big son of a bitch.
Literally, these guys destroyed one another in this match. Freaking Braun busted open during this match. Jacob Fatu with the moonsault. Yes, dude. And then it ends with a DQ.
Yep.
which Rick predicted. Fucking, as soon as it happened, like, damn it, he did. He predicted this whole thing. Yep. But you know what? Looking back at it, I agree 100% why WWE did this.
Oh, yeah.
You can't have both guys, either one of them, lose to one another. Jacob Fatu looked like a scary monster, like he should be.
Yep.
Braun Strowman, again, looked like a monster in the match. But you know what? The ball is rolling with Jacob Fatu.
Yep.
And that's my whole thing with that. And I'm glad it ended that way, that neither one of the guys lost. But you could tell who dominated.
Oh, no. Somebody lost. Strowman lost.
Well, yeah.
He lost. He won the match, but he lost the war. Because where does Braun Strowman go from here now? Because when I said Braun Strowman was going to win by DQ, it was because the other two guys were going to come in and help Jacob Fatu so that nobody looks weak. No, Braun Strowman looks weak now. Yeah. And he looks like if he sees Jacob Fatu in the back, he's gonna be like, "Oh, excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You can pass me. Oh, do you want me to hold your plate for you? You want me to hold your ball sack? Like it looks like it's bad right now. Like Jacob Fatu ate that man's soul, bro. He said, "Tell me how my ass tastes," about 10 times.
Legit.
Like he crushed his sternum and his spirit, bro. It was amazing. It was one of the greatest moments. But what does that do for Braun Strowman? Well, Braun Strowman's he's gonna have to come back with a vengeance, but you're gonna have to be out for a while. And he just got back, so I don't know what they're gonna plan to do with Braun Strowman. But Jacob Fatu, I wrote this down. This is Jacob Fatu. This is who we need. No more bloodline shit. This is the Samoan werewolf, and they should be chanting Fatu.
They were doing it during that time. During his match, they were yelling Fatu.
Bro.
Yeah, and it's gonna be hard to not cheer this man. It's to that point.
God.
If they're gonna make this guy a heel, it's like, here's the thing. He's so much fun to watch. He's so much fun to cheer on.
I think he's going to be better as a heel though than a babyface. To be honest,
he would be right.
And I would leave it at that too. You know, if he gets the Stone Cold treatment, then he gets the Stone Cold treatment.
That's what he's going to get. Yep.
Well, he don't care. He's going to love it.
So you know, my thing is that if you switch him to babyface, I don't think it's going to work.
No,
I really don't.
No.
He's not going to work as a babyface.
Leave him as a heel and let the fans cheer for him.
Exactly. Because I will say this: Michael Cole, disgusting, bro. Michael Cole
we were talking about
Fatu being in jail and then being in prison. Come on, dude. And you know what?
That was messed up.
And I don't want to blame McAfee, but it's McAfee's fault because Michael Cole, when he's around Pat McAfee, he's like a nerdy kid wanting to be cool. Like, accept me kind of thing. It's like, bro.
He's like the kid. He's like the kid that's hanging out with the cool kids.
Yeah.
And he's trying to show off in front of the cool kids.
It showed on Raw too.
And
it showed on Raw.
Jesus. We'll talk about that later.
Right.
You know for a fact he's the little nerd kid that's trying to hang out with the cool kids because look at that yeet dance that he did.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Plain simple.
And it just goes to show, it's like this man 3 years ago when McAfee was on, was like, fuck him. You know, he wears shorts to WrestleMania. How blah blah blah. And now all of a sudden he's his butt riding. Like seriously, it's like, what are you? Yeah. I don't know. I like Cole as an announcer. I have, but it's just like, don't let Pat McAfee do his thing and be Pat McAfee because he knows how to fucking do it. And you be the smart guy.
It's almost like he's trying to be on his level.
Yes,
and he just can't. You know, he just needs to stay how he was. He doesn't need to show off in front of him. He doesn't need to try to act like him. There's no reason for that.
Maybe it's because Vince McMahon's not in his ear anymore, and he feels like some sense of freedom.
That's true too. Yeah.
Maybe like he was always this wild stallion, and it was just like chained down because Vince McMahon is in his ear, and then finally he's like, "I'm a free stallion, baby. Here I am. I'm gonna go say some reckless stuff." Yeah, he was in jail, right, Pat? Yes, Pat. I'm cool, Pat. Yes, Pat. Like, come on, bro.
Yeet.
Well, and you know what? You could say that about other wrestlers too that have been to jail and they don't mention it at all. But then as soon as Jacob Fatu is brought up, is like, That's when it's like,
right?
I agree with you. I think that was a bad taste to me. Yeah. So,
but other than that, though, I mean,
phenomenal.
The match in itself.
Yes, great match.
You couldn't ask for a better way to have these two guys in a match and end it the way it was, and everybody's still satisfied with it.
Yeah,
sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right, and the main event: Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship.
They cut out twice for this to go to commercial, right?
Yes, and I think that's what took it away.
That's what hurt it.
Yep. I really do. That's what honestly took away from it. I think this could have been a better match if it was just, one commercial limit straight through. It didn't help Jay one bit.
Nope.
The whole thing, and we have said this before, and I'll say it again. Jey Uso put up a great fight against Gunther. He has great matches with guys. And, the whole near fall after near fall after near fall, throwing Gunther almost everything he's got with the whole Uso splash, the super kick, just all of it. Gunther still kicks out of it. But then it goes to the power bombs from Gunther, 2 of them, and then takes Jay out for Gunther to retain. It's like, how many more chances are we going to give Jey Uso this World Heavyweight title? It's it's gotten to the point, like, he's got the crowd behind him, and it's great what he's done. He's got this whole yeet thing going. It's awesome. And I yeet with my boys. My 2-year-old's even yeeting at the TV. And I fucking love it. It's a good thing. But look, Jay is not World Heavyweight Championship material. And that hurts me to say because I'm a big fan of the Usos. But I'm sick of seeing it.
Well, I gotta kind of interject right there, okay? I understand how you're saying that they give it a chance after chance after chance, but it's probably because they keep taking it away from him. There's a possibility they got something like way in the future planned for him, but they keep like dangling that carrot right in front of them and then pulling it away, dangling it and then pulling it away, and then they finally give them the one carrot, and now they're dangling it and pulling it away.
Well, here's the thing, man. It's you either grab the carrot or you don't, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
he's not a rabbit. He don't want that carrot. I don't think he'll ever get that carrot because at the end of the day, this guy, in my opinion, now that I've seen him a lot more lately, I see a better version of Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore had an electric entrance, electric soundbite, right? SAWFC, right? Everybody did all that stuff with him, but let me tell you this: the timing for this match was way off because they had a rush to finish. So now Gunther doesn't even look that strong, or he makes you make him look to a point where he only needed to do 2 power bombs, and now Jay's out. So you made Jay look super weak
because
Jay hit him with everything, and then the referee was talking to them throughout the end of this match. The last 4 minutes of the match, the ref kept going 4 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 2, and they did not do anything. Jay kept doing his stuff. And then Gunther sloppily hit the power bomb, and the pin was sloppy. Everything was sloppy about that finish. But I'll tell you this also. First, it was the DDT was the most devastating maneuver. Then it became everybody's like a workup match of move. Then it was the super kicks. Now everybody does a spear. It can't be. We had like 3 spears in this match, 3 spears in the Braun Breaker match. Like we can't keep having all these spears. Braun Strowman did a spear at one point. We can't keep having this. Like
it's the same thing with the super kick.
That's what I said.
It's the same thing with the super kick, man.
Yeah, it's DDTs, it's super kicks. Now it's the spear, and then like you can't put all your stuff. Like I know Jay wanted to put all his stuff in, but you still lost.
Exactly,
you still lost. It's not looking good. And when we get into Raw, I'll talk more about it. But it's just this was the worst match on the card by far. Nowhere near the caliber of every other match. Every other match could have been a main event match. So what does that tell you? Main event Jey Uso is not a main eventer.
He isn't, and I'm not saying that to be mean because I do like Jey Uso. I love that he's a tag team specialist. Like I loved his matches, but that in that title picture, it's not working. It hasn't ever worked. Even when he was going with Roman. It never was believable that he could beat Roman. or
And-
beat Gunther or whoever.
And that's the thing. Roman told him that so he can leave him alone and do his dirty work. Right? Roman's like, yo, you're main event Jey Uso. Now go fight this guy. And, like, so I don't have to. So it's like, and I get it, the psychology behind it. Oh, Jey Uso now actually thinks he's a main eventer. But that doesn't mean we have to believe it. And the fact is, because he started yeeting, now we're like, oh, yeah, he is a main eventer. Yeet. And that crowd was dead. The crowd wasn't into it, man. Come on.
I just pictured that right now.
It's true. It's true. And I guess we'll see where it goes from here. I mean, he's like, again, we'll talk about what happened on Raw. We'll get into that, but it's just where. But then there's like people saying, oh, well, he could win the Royal Rumble. That would be the last person to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Hell no.
Seriously. What would that prove? Anything? It wouldn't help him.
No.
It wouldn't.
No.
So I don't know where to go from here unless they pair him back with Jimmy and say, hey, you guys had this singles run. Great. You did okay. And go back to tag teams and be your Usos.
Yeah.
So,
because the no yeeting is not working for Jimmy either. I don't know.
No,
I don't know why he's
worked.
still doing that. Yeah.
It never worked.
No.
But at least at that time he was a bad guy. So it was like, okay, you're countering your brother. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, but now you're doing a babyface no yeet. And it's like, what the fuck? This is all confusing. Wait a minute.
That is true. No, I agree with everything you guys said. You know, not to repeat anything, but yeah, I was a little disappointed. And but honestly, though, I was more disappointed in Gunther because Gunther doesn't have matches like this.
Yeah.
No.
You know what I'm saying? He just doesn't.
And it's weird because Gunther, when he first had this World Heavyweight Championship, he was all, balls to the wall, beating everybody in sight. And then he got against Priest, and then it kind of just died. And it's been a slow die ever since he got with Priest for the title, beat Damian Priest. And it's still kind of like, well, it's Gunther. It's not as dominant as he was, but he was Intercontinental Champion. It wasn't as dominant when he won King of the Ring.
They gave him that character after that to where now I don't know if I can really beat this guy.
Exactly. And
well,
that's what killed him.
Is it also what I think? What about this? If this killed him, was it that now he's talking more? Because Gunther used to never talk as much, and now he has to back up what he's saying. And now it's like when he was with Damian Priest, he was saying some really crazy stuff, and you're like, whoa, I don't know if you can say that, Gunther. And now he's trying to get on Jay's level and try to talk to Jay, and it's like you repeated yourself a couple of times there, and now you're trying to back up what you're saying with your fist, and it's like, but Gunther never had to do that. Gunther just went out there and just chopped the shit out of you, and that's all we needed.
Well, he had a mouthpiece too.
And Imperium, right? So it was like he had that. So maybe that's what he's missing. And again, not everybody's a talker. So
nope. But
that might have hurt him. Yeah.
Yep.
I think so. But there it is. That's your Saturday night's main event.
All right, let's give it a grade.
I give it a B.
Yeah, I'm right there too. I give it a B.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, B.
B. Everybody, Rick.
I'm gonna go A-. I think it was a really good show. I will say this: I'm loving this Saturday night main event.
Yes,
I'm really loving this once a month kind of thing. The nostalgia behind it, and just I'm really enjoying that because it just brings me back to my youth. So.
Oh yeah, and if you guys noticed, no Hogan on this one.
Jesse Ventura was there. So
but that was the thing. He was during the commercial thing. It's like, oh, Saturday night's main event, brother. And then no fucking side. And it was like, okay,
did you guys have audio problems? Did you have audio issues at the start?
No.
Because on mine, I was watching it on TV here, and for 7-8 minutes, they had Spanish audio over the English commentary.
Yeah, you had the Spanish audio and the English.
Yeah,
there was one right over the other, and they were.
It was distracting.
The Spanish one was over it.
Listen.
I usually record it, then so I can go back and watch. But when I saw that, I'm like, well, maybe if I switch to the other channel, it would be different. So I don't know what they were doing there.
No, I didn't have.
Us Latinos are loud. So we were just
that's true. That is true. Just translate what Rick said. But hit the SAP button.
I was actually looking for the SAP button. I was like, what the hell?
All right, so let's go to the Royal Rumble.
Oh, by the way, B minus.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Great. Yeah.
You're welcome.
There's only 4 matches, which is odd. Well, 2 hours of it is going to be dedicated to the Rumble, obviously. So that means the other 2 matches going to have to go for a while.
Yes.
But either way, there's 4 matches, so not that many. We'll go with the first one. These are not in order. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, DIY, versus Motor City Machine Guns. It's on to you, Rick. Who you got?
You know, first of all, again, back to nostalgia. 2 out of 3 falls. Love it. Love it.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it. This is a tough call. I feel like Motor City Machine Guns, as great as they are, I feel like they're going to be thrown into some multiple tag team match at WrestleMania. I think it's DIY's time to shine with those belts, so I'm going to go with DIY.
All right, Elio.
Motor City Machine Guns, but disqualification is pretty deadly. Is going to get involved in this one.
Wow,
okay.
Bold. Chris, who you got?
Motor City Machine Guns.
Clay, who you got?
I'm going to go with DIY. Honestly, I feel like with these guys just got the belts too. Something for Gazy, like Elio said, is going to happen with this. I still feel like DIY still comes on top.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I think something is going to happen, but I think it's going to favor DIY. So I'm going DIY.
And you pick Motor City Machine Guns, Elio?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Yep.
All right, for the heavyweight title, Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens. It's on to you, Elio.
I know Cody Rhodes.
Okay. Chris.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes.
Clay.
I'm with him. I'm going Cody Rhodes.
I'm also going Cody Rhodes. Rick.
Fun fact, Kevin Owens has had the most championship matches at the Royal Rumble. He is 1-7.
Jesus.
1-7. And I want nothing more than for Kevin Owens to win this match, but I can't see it happening. But he definitely deserves to win because Cody Rhodes. It has to be Kevin, but it's gonna be Cody. But it has to be Kevin, man. But I don't know, man.
Yeah. All right. Now the next 2 obviously is the hardest for me, in my opinion. But we'll start with the Women's Royal Rumble match. On to you, Chris. Who do you think is going to win it? Charlotte Flair's coming back.
Becky.
They haven't announced it, but Becky.
I hate to
would
say
be
it,
a nice surprise.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but I'm going for Becky because I think they're going to have Alexa Bliss do something else.
Possible.
Well, is she? I mean, I've heard she's had some contract issues with WWE. Alexa Bliss.
Yeah,
Really?
they put her plan. They put her plans on hold.
Yeah.
Don't tell me it's the more money, more problem thing.
I have no idea what it is. Honestly,
Yeah,
I don't want to say I know, but
usually when it's a problem with the contract signing, they're arguing over the amount that the athlete's going to get paid. It's always that.
Yeah. You still going with Becky?
She might be wanting a pony. She might want a pony.
You still going with Becky, Chris? Yeah. Okay. Clay, who you got?
I'll tell you what, there really isn't a front runner to me. And that's the hard part is like, I can't think of somebody that is like going to, just dominate the Royal Rumble or go on to WrestleMania. I hate to say it, and I don't want her to really win, but it kind of makes sense. I'm going to go Charlotte Flair.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, because I don't know. Everybody else that's going to be in it, I don't see winning it.
I don't either. And my thing is, it would build her momentum to come back. I mean, it would get her, again, like we said last week, a shot at the title where Charlotte Flair normally is. Me personally, I don't want her to win because what's to say her coming back from injury, her first match is the Royal Rumble. She wins it. That's kind of shady to me, honestly. but it is also Charlotte Flair. So for the sake of the game, I'm going with Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm right there too. I'm going with Charlotte, and I agree with everything you said. It's like, what's the best way to put Charlotte back into the title picture? Well, have her win the Rumble. Easily, you know, that way people can't say, "Oh, she didn't earn the shot at the title," and blah 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 blah. Well, then we'll have her win the Rumble. There you go.
Well, and I've heard also like they want somebody for Tiffany Stratton, and here's how I can kind of see it in a way. Tiffany can go on this babyface run as a champion, and then Charlotte Flair could get that pissed off heel version of saying, "Hey, I won the Royal Rumble just because I'm Charlotte Flair," and I think she's better off as a heel anyway. So I could see that happening at Mania. So that's what my gut's telling me.
But what if they do a swerve, and then she goes after Rhea Ripley?
Again,
yeah.
The rivalry picks up again.
Yeah,
right.
That could very well happen.
Yeah.
So, all right, Rick, who you got?
Yeah, you made this tough for me now. But the way I look at it is, it can very much well be Charlotte Flair winning this. Let's not forget, Jordynne Grace signed a multi-year deal with WWE.
That's right.
So she's also in the picture. But the way I look at it, if we have Charlotte win, then what's Jordynne Grace going to do? Maybe fight Jade Cargill, right? Maybe she's the one that attacked Jade Cargill if you want to go down that path. Another path that I'm looking at is maybe Jordynne Grace becomes Charlotte Flair's bodyguard, and she powders out and gives it up to Charlotte. Who knows, you know? There's multiple ways you can do this. I do not want to see Becky Lynch win this Royal Rumble. I do not want to see her in this Royal Rumble. I don't think that she needs a title match to be relevant or be in WrestleMania. That being said, Charlotte doesn't either. But out of the two, I would have to go with Charlotte because I really don't think anybody else is even close to winning a Royal Rumble.
No. And you can honestly say the same thing about Bayley too, but the thing is, Bayley just won last year.
Yeah, and let me ask you guys, don't you? I think the Women's Royal Rumble is doing too much too fast, and by that I mean, number one won the Royal Rumble already. One of the last numbers won already. It's like you're doing all the historic stuff that the men have done. You're not building the Women's Royal Rumble up. You're just going out there and saying, "Oh, well, she won from number one already." Like we already did that. But are we going to get our first back-to-back with Bayley? It's possible.
And I can see that happening too, but it's that I don't know.
But do we want it? And I love Bayley. I don't want her winning back-to-back.
Well, to me, it's like always the Royal Rumble is somebody that comes out of nowhere and is getting that shine finally. Or, you know, somebody that's not in the title picture every year and is like, oh, you win the Royal Rumble, you go on to WrestleMania, you got to get it. But then we're talking about Becky, Bayley, and Charlotte. And it's like they've all done their time. They've all won main events at WrestleMania. It's like, where do we go from here with it?
I'm going to change my pick. Nia Jax. Go with Nia Jax.
Nia Jax.
It's the year of Nia. She goes after Tiffy time. Nia Jax.
Okay. Should go after Tiffy time.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Elio.
I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
All
right. Now the final one. The men's Royal Rumble match.
Oof.
This one is a lot harder to pick from, and it's on to Clay.
Oh, boy. Okay. So I know what I said earlier a couple shows ago, maybe a month ago. I said that I was very confident in John Cena winning the Royal Rumble. Now, what has been happening throughout WWE for the last month is kind of changing my prediction in a way because we have not seen John Cena yet, except for the debut of Raw on Netflix. Now that I think about it, it's like John Cena doesn't really need to win the Royal Rumble to be in the main event, especially on his last year going. They could just throw him in and be like, oh, hey, you're going after the world title or WWE title, whatever. Just because you're John Cena. It makes sense that way. He's built that legacy. He deserves that 100%. Here's where I'm going with. I think CM Punk is going to win the Royal Rumble. And that's who I'm going with. Certain things have happened over Raw, just like they did last night with the whole promo with Cody. Then you had stuff going on past Raws where CM Punk's talking about the winning the Royal Rumble and all this. But that's not the only thing. What reminded me last night was Paul Heyman's favor that he had with helping Roman Reigns at Survivor Series. What does that mean? It could not mean anything going to the Royal Rumble. It may be at WrestleMania. Who knows at this point? But what if Brock Lesnar comes in, helps CM Punk win the Royal Rumble because of the favor of Paul Heyman? Maybe Brock doesn't come in at all, or if Heyman somehow helps Punk win the Rumble in some way. I'm just thinking of scenarios that could happen leading up to it. But my pick for this Rumble, and it could be hard, but is CM Punk to finally get a main event spot at Mania.
That's true. And you know what? They've been teasing. Well, I don't want to say tease, but they have thrown that in his face a few times.
Yeah.
Right.
Of the fact that he's never main evented a WrestleMania. So,
yes,
thinking of all the other people that's in it, even Roman Reigns is in it. John Cena's in it.
Bro. It's
Drew.
Crazy.
It's packed.
This thing is packed to the gills, and it's
Penta,
like
Braun Breaker.
Yeah. It's like any one of those guys could win it. Like one part of me wants to go Roman, but they haven't really shown Roman much. He was supposed to be at Raw.
He fucking lied to us, bro.
He lied.
Yeah.
We saw a picture of him. That was it. But we'll talk about that later on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, there really hasn't been enough of Roman for me to say, you know what? I think Roman's going to win this one. But with the storyline that CM Punk has been involved with, and storyline, I mean, all the promos and, the appearances he's doing and the threats that he's making against Gunther and then Cody, it could very well be CM Punk. So I'm going to go CM Punk. CM Punk. Rick, it's on to you.
Yeah, it's hard to go against that. I mean, if you look around, who else would win and who would they go after? Like, where's the story with Cody, with anybody, right? Like, okay, and then why would they go after Gunther? Like, I don't see anybody coming out except for CM Punk. And sometimes the most obvious choice is the right choice. So I'm going to go with CM Punk as well.
Wow. Okay. Elio, who you got?
I got CM Punk.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Almost a clean sweep. Chris.
CM Punk.
Oh, it is clean sweep. There we go.
It is a clean sweep. There you go, man.
He's due.
Yeah.
And speaking of clean sweep, I mean, Saturday night main event. I mean, I got every one of them right, like I said.
Jesus, here it goes. Here we go.
4-0 record to start off the year. There you go.
4-0 record. You could call me Cuatro Perfecto. I mean, it doesn't work as well as the man Ocho Perfecto, our former friend, Matt Novak, our super fan, Matt Novak, who I spoke to the other day.
Oh, really?
He's talking about making a comeback. And the 38 lads are talking about making a comeback. So be prepared and stay tuned for that, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
There we go.
There you go. All right. With that being said, we got to take a quick pause for the cause. And when we come back, we got This Week in Wrestling.
Hey, I'm only doing this promo because my great friend Ruby Soho told me to do it. Hey, make sure you guys tune in to the Wrestling POV podcast, all right? These guys have everything you need to know about the world of professional wrestling. And I'm talking about Tony Diaz, Clay, and my boy Leo. Hey, make sure you tune in once again to the Wrestling POV podcast with my boy Tony Diaz, Clay, and Leo. And trust me, those guys know how to swerve when you drive and you swerve when you drive. Hey, tune in, my friends.
Hey, this is your Olympic hero, Kurt Angle. Listen to the Wrestling POV podcast. Oh, it's true. It's damn true.
Hi, I'm WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, also known as the Queen, and listen to Wrestling POV podcast and always do it with Flair. Woo!
Yeah, we're back and you can find Wrestling POV every Friday on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Pandora, and Amazon Music. You can follow us on TikTok at wrestling.pov.pod. And now Tony's time to get to this week in wrestling.
All right, I want to start off with Raw on Netflix, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The promo between Seth, Gunther, and Logan Paul. Man, Logan Paul was getting booed out that building.
Yes, he was.
Is it because of heat, or is it because fucking nobody likes his ass?
I think it's seriously because people hate him, because with the whole Jake Paul thing and the Logan Paul brothers, I think it's generally hate to this man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing great being a WWE wrestler and doing that, but I don't think it's a good heat. I think it's like a Hulk Hogan heat.
Yeah, it's a nuclear where like you just don't want him around kind of thing. Also, Seth Rollins kind of helped egg it on by getting the crowd, by putting his hand up, trying to get them to get louder.
Yeah,
I don't like Logan Paul. I don't like what he stands for. I don't like what he does. And I will say this is also Triple H's fault, because again, Triple H brought him in, and this guy knows nothing about the business. He wasn't a fan of the business. You're bringing in Speed. You're bringing in Kai Cenat. All these guys that have millions and millions of followers. They're known all over the world by a bunch of little kids, but they know nothing about the wrestling business. They're not fans of the business. Bad Bunny was a fan of the business, right? Like those are guys that you want to bring in, right? Pat McAfee was a fan of the business, right?
Yep.
Like you're bringing in all these people now, these YouTubers, these TikTokers, and they don't know anything about the business.
Nope.
You just want a name out there, and it's like, oh, Speed is gonna be at the Royal Rumble, and now Kai Cenat. Do not make a match at WrestleMania with those two. Do not
I saw that video.
Yeah.
I saw that video.
Yeah, it's like,
Triple H on the phone with Actual Speed.
Yeah.
Why don't you come sit
Like,
with
why?
me and you can stream at the Royal Rumble and you can meet all the
Yeah,
superstars
right.
and stream with them and
Bro.
you can stream. I'm like, what the fuck? What did this guy do to deserve that?
Right.
Yeah.
That would be
He got
me.
RKO'd by Orton.
Yeah.
All I gotta say, if they bring two guys in that are the most stupidest YouTubers or tweeters or whatever they are in the world that I've ever seen, and their hair look like cornstalk.
Yeah.
If I'm sorry, but I'm a huge wrestling fan, but if they ever brought him in, I'm done with wrestling.
Oh,
That sucks. The Island Boys. Yeah, right.
Oh boy.
Well, I would say this. Also, Seth wasn't good in this promo. Like, you can't keep saying, I'm Seth freaking Rollins. Whenever you don't have anything to say. Like, you don't have anything to say, so you say, I'm Seth Rollins. Seth
Mike
freaking
Wazowski.
Rollins. Like, stop, bro. Like, we don't, like, stop, Seth. Seth, stop. Like, he just doesn't get it. And you know what? This Monday Night Raw should have been titled Monday Night Raw, where the interrupter gets interrupted. Because what happened throughout this whole show? Seth got interrupted by Gunther. Gunther got interrupted by Logan Paul. CM Punk is backstage. He gets interrupted by Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn gets interrupted by Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross gets interrupted by Cody. Then you got Pete Dunne backstage. He gets interrupted by Ludwig Kaiser. Ludwig Kaiser gets interrupted by the New Day. And so on and so forth. It just kept going and going. Every single promo was interrupted. Is that something new that they're doing? Where we have our main conversation, and then all of a sudden, one of them walks away. Oh, new conversation. Like, what was that?
Yeah.
Who produced that?
Show us.
Right.
It's like a WB video game with only the cutscenes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The title for the show was Interruptus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interruptus Madness.
Judgment Day versus the War Raiders. JD. Scary.
I seriously thought he broke his neck.
Yeah.
I really thought, because watching the match, and I'm sitting there with Ty, and we're watching this, and he hits. I'm like, oh man, like I'm freaking out.
Yeah.
And he's like, what happened? I said, I think JD's really hurt. And then Michael Cole goes over to the announce table. Is like, hey, somebody seriously needs to check on him. Like, it's like, oh boy.
Well, he suffered a punctured lung.
And
he said that he collapsed
broken
after
ribs.
They said
Yeah.
that he got
Yeah, he
lapsed as soon
broke
as he got
it
to the back.
and
Yeah.
broken ribs and punctured lung.
That's crazy, and it's
Right.
crazy that they made him finish the match. Like
Yeah.
a hit like that, the bottom of his head, the top of his neck, right? Like that's dangerous, bro.
And you remember that spot where he took with Eric where he kneed him in the back of the head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh
Yeah.
my God, don't. And it's
Yeah.
like before it was like, JD, how are you even, getting up and doing the match? And then that spot happens, it's like, okay, he's got to stop. But this man kept going, which is like, I respect him, but it's like, dude, you could have seriously.
Especially in the corner when I think it was Ivar was in the corner and JD was charging him, and Ivar got this boot up right into the head.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm wondering if this was literally like the worst receipt that we've ever seen.
No, I doubt
Oh
it.
no, he mistimed the moonsault.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I
But my
don't
thing
know.
is,
I was kind of guessing that. I mean, I had it in my head a little bit. That's why I
no,
was saying it.
like you would have to be an evil piece of shit to do something like that. And like,
Yes.
Eric and Ivar, they know what it's like to have neck surgeries and all that stuff. So they would never put anybody in a situation like that. But this is on the producers backstage. This is when, okay, have him powder out. Let Dom just be the chicken shit right now. It's a 2-on-1. Just call the match right then and there, and that's it, and move on, right?
Mhm.
And it's just, but you left him in there, man.
Ivar had the same neck surgery as Edge did.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yes, Ivar was younger than Edge has been, but it's like he knows what it's like to have a broken neck. He knows what it's like to have that, fusion in, and it's like those two are one of the safest workers in WWE, in my opinion.
Yeah, and plus, if they were to do a receipt of some sort, it wouldn't be done like that. They would have done it some other way.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was very scary, and I hope he recovers. What else happened? What happened, Brick?
Oh well, Jay Uso entered with Quavo. First of all, where the hell was Cardi B? We love Cardi B on this show.
God. Yeah.
But I'm like, where was she? But I'll tell you this: why did he have a 5-minute entrance like he won the title?
Shit,
I texted you guys then. It's like this entrance is way too fucking
He
long.
didn't win.
No,
he didn't win. The crowd once again doesn't know when to yeet, when not to yeet. I lost. Yeet. He don't know what to say.
No, it's like I'm going to Royal Rumble. Yeet. I'm going to win the Royal Rumble. I can beat this guy. Yeet. No, you fucking can't, Jay. Like, just
no.
He was defeated. He was yeeted.
And honestly, you throw these rappers in like Quavo, Lil Baby, Yachty. It's like they're there because they're from Atlanta.
Exactly.
I mean, that's all it is. They have no clue. And and we're gonna talk about Michael Cole for a minute. Again, like we said earlier.
Oh, yep.
The whole dab thing. It's like, and then he tries to do the freaking thing that McAfee's doing with him, and he does the goofiest fucking handshake I've ever seen from somebody. It's like,
but you know what? I applaud Pat for bringing it back up and saying how fucking stupid he looked doing it.
You're old white. He said,
you're old white.
You're
old white.
You're not the new white. You're the old white. You're not the new white.
That was
Hopefully
funny.
he stops just doing that. It's like, let Pat be Pat, because Pat is always going to be Pat. With Michael, just stay in your fucking lane because you look ridiculous right now, and it's getting worse.
It is.
It's bad.
It's real bad.
We got Braun Breaker and Penta. We got that hinted at us.
What? Okay, I didn't see that. Was that on?
That was backstage.
That was one of the times they got interrupted.
Well, and
Braun Breaker got interrupted by Penta.
Well, and my thing is, it's like I saw it on WWE's like social media or whatever, but I didn't see it on Raw. Which I'm like, maybe I just didn't pay attention on that point. But
I didn't see him get interrupted. I just saw Penta just stand there and just stare at him. That's all he did.
Which I would love a match between Penta and Braun.
Yeah.
That'd be so much fun to watch.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
But now, let me ask you guys a question, though. Do you think it's too early for Penta to go after a title?
Oh, no.
Not necessarily not for a mid-card, I wouldn't think.
I think what it was foreshadowing. This is what's going to happen down the line. That's what I want. I don't think it's going to happen right away. I think it was just a perfect time, right? We already know he's in the Royal Rumble. Now Braun Breaker announced he's in the Royal Rumble. Hey, you're in the Rumble? I want to be in the Rumble too. And I'm looking at your title. maybe we can make something happen, Captain. I think that's what it is. I don't think it's anything like it's gonna happen next week kind of thing. I think it's gonna be like a Mania thing. But I think Penta has to build up more of a resume right now and show who he is. But also like the last part of the show, we had Cody's promo with CM Punk, who CM Punk interrupted. This crowd was dead.
Yes,
this crowd was dead.
Yeah,
and I loved what CM Punk was saying, but again, with a dead crowd like that, you really can't do anything.
Hard. It was hard.
And Cody was selling pretty good, where it was like he's coming off like a little crazy now. Like he's looking paranoid, he's looking stressed, and CM Punk was working on that. Yo, you look stressed, and I know what that's like. And you know what? You're losing friends left and right because they stab you in the back. And instead of being that comfort, like, but I'm here, bro. Like, but I'm here to stab you in the front. I'm coming for you, bro.
I like when he said that. I really did.
That was great.
Yes.
But then Cody came back. He's like, yeah, once upon a time, I was chasing you, but now you're chasing me. And I was like, okay, Cody, all right, we're getting there. But that's why I said it's too obvious for Punk to win. But maybe it's that because it's so obvious he's gonna win. I don't know. What y'all think about that promo? I thought it was good, but the crowd was.
It was good. The crowd was like, seemed like they were out of it.
Yeah.
But it was just odd to see Cody in that type of manner,
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And
it looked like he was even tearing up.
Well, to me, it's like he doesn't need to be in that manner. He's WWE champion. He shouldn't feel like he's on the ropes of losing this title because he's not scared, but like nervous about Kevin Owens. And then you got everybody in front of you that stabbed you in the back. It's like you need to be confident. You need to be there. Like he's been the champion for the past year. So it's like, and I know Cody's emotional. He has always been emotional.
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of see it, but it kind of works in both ways.
Yeah.
In a certain way. But this promo was great. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it as the main event. It made me look more forward to what's going to happen in the Royal Rumble due to everything. So,
and what do you think about like Sami Zayn and KO? Like Sami Halua kicking Cody now after Drew beat Sami is like, and then Kevin Owens taps on the chest.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens wearing a Sami Zayn shirt.
Sami forever.
He's been wearing Sami Zayn shirts.
I'm gonna. Okay, I got Cody at the Royal Rumble. After the match, Owens attacks Cody. Sami Zayn comes in. It looks like he's going to help Cody, but then he turns around and continues attacking. It's a double team, and we get Kevin and Sami heels.
Okay.
I can see it
happen.
Yeah.
That could happen. I mean, after all, I like Sami as a heel better, to be honest.
I do too.
Yeah.
I'm talking like when he was with the Bloodline type heel.
Yes.
Still waiting for that documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And then we had Drew saying that he's going to target CM Punk after to Paul Heyman. Because I'm like, wait, why? What the hell? And then Roman, like, we're going to just skate over that Roman wasn't there. Like, what the hell? Like, he literally said on the first episode, January 27th, and we all waited. We also waited for Goldberg. We didn't get that either. Like, what the hell happened?
He was technically there. He was on the 2K cover, though. That was what Roman's appearance was.
Yeah.
He was
That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, man.
Damn it.
It's like, what are we doing? And I'm going to be honest, Monday Night Raw has been dropping, in my opinion.
It hasn't
been that great the last 4 weeks. And speaking of not that great, Xavier Woods, Rey Mysterio, again, why are we pushing Rey so much on TV programming now? And Xavier Woods has his family there, and they don't care. Like, what? This is so corny, bro.
Yeah.
Ross had weird vibes in the past month.
Yeah.
It has.
Yeah.
It has.
And Zelina is no longer with LWO. She's going to do her own thing on SmackDown now.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand these transfers shit onto Raw and SmackDown. It's like, oh, yeah, you're just going to go to SmackDown. Oh, yeah, you're going to Raw. It's like, wait, what? No, just do the fucking draft then. If you're going to do that, wait till have a draft. But again, why even have a draft? It's like I don't know. It's just confusing to me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
all right. Anything else on Raw before we move on?
That's it.
Yeah.
All right. What about AEW, NXT, SmackDown?
We had in AEW the Hurt Syndicate beat Private Party for the tag titles.
Yeah.
Yes. That was awesome.
Yes.
Omega and Ospreay putting their feelings to the side, teaming
I like
up.
that opening.
I love that opening.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a little small problem with it.
Oh, let's go.
Oh.
All right. You had Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay hate each other to the guts. You see what Will Ospreay did to Kenny Omega by stabbing him with a screwdriver, being with Don Callis, with there and that, whatever. All of a sudden, they're going after Don Callis, which they both can't stand. Understandable right there, right? Good brawl. Good everything going to start a Dynamite. I'm like, okay, this is good.
Mm-hmm.
Then this is where they mess up. They team up together. They're like, let's go after him. I'm sorry. You're sorry. Let's go. We're a team now all of a sudden. It's like, okay. Then we're going to go to Australia, and we're going to take on Fletcher and, who's the other one?
Takeshita. Yeah.
One fucking problem with fucking going to Australia when Kyle Fletcher is from Australia and you're going to make him a heel going into Australia thinking that crowd is going to boo him.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's going to get cheered. That's the problem in AEW's thinking. It's like, oh, well, Fletcher's going to be this big bad heel and go into his hometown. It's like, that's not how it always goes down.
That's you're absolutely right. However, this is Kenny Omega, and Kenny Omega is on a different stratosphere. He is one of the very few that will get the crowd on his side over a country boy. I honestly think Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay are just.
That's a dream team. I'm not saying that's
and,
I'm not saying that's bad, but it's like
that would be a dominant tag team.
And it's good to see, like they were just like. Yeah, they were at each other's throats, and they were like, "You know what? I'm sorry. You're sorry. All right, no, let's fuck these dudes up, bro. Let's go." And you know what?
I like what Omega said at the end. He's like, "Hey, we need to get this done because I'm afraid of heights."
Yeah.
He's like, I'm scared of heights, man.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing. They can still turn on each other.
Oh yeah.
How cool would it be is they win the match and then they start fighting with each other like that? All right, let's continue where we left off. That's something different. And you know what? AEW didn't do too bad. And I say didn't do too bad because then you had Moxley doing a Cope is old promo, and it's like, we know he's old. Like
he shows it.
What are you doing? And we did show last week the MJF promo live, right? But also Jeff Jarrett did a pretty good promo where he's like, don't ever get in the gutter with your opponent. And then he challenged Claudio so he could get to Moxley. And it's like, okay, I can see something here. He's going to need a lot of help to beat Claudio. But I like that promo. And like we said last week, MJF had a good, decent promo after that nonsense that he said the week before. So I think AEW Dynamite was a pretty good show. But yeah, I think Omega and Ospreay opened it, and they probably should have closed it. The way things were looking,
the way they did that, they should have the show.
I mean, on Collision, Tony Storm's back.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yes. Tony Storm.
Yeah, timeless, just like that.
That's the other thing. It's like you did it on the wrong show. This could have been on Dynamite, and it could have worked fine. But you did it on Collision. It's like nobody's going to see that until you see the highlights on the show. It's like, oh, hey. Storm's back to timeless.
Not only that, she still got that Ritzy accent.
Yeah.
She still got that like 1920s accent. It doesn't go with her character now. It doesn't.
It goes with the timeless though. It makes sense. It's like the Marilyn Monroe thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris, get on our side. Come on. But I will say this. One thing that I'm not on any of your side for is for the disrespect of Big AJ. He brings a boom. That's what we do.
No.
Boom.
Come on.
No.
Make it stop.
Come on.
Big Big Justice and Big AJ. They bring the boom. Double chunk chocolate cookie.
No, he reminds me of that bitch dude that was on The Sopranos that was on The Longest Yard. And he goes, Capricorn, I'll be okay.
Yeah.
Like, what the
Bro,
fuck?
when I heard you guys say, who the fuck is this? My For You page is full of the Costco guys.
Jesus Christ. 5.
Oh, man.
There's a first for everything, and there you go.
There is.
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, so what about SmackDown?
Again, with the whole transfer portal, you have Damian Priest on SmackDown now.
Yeah.
He's done with the Judgment Day, going against Carmelo Hayes. It was a decent match.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got Miz, and now Miz is running around because the Wyatts are there, and they're trying to build that back up. But where do they go with it?
Yeah.
And Miz is looking for partners, right? A-Town Under was sided with them, but then they got transferred to Raw. Andrade rejected them. Who's going to side with Miz to fight the Wyatts?
Yeah.
Right.
So
to me, there's not much factions that could help Miz on SmackDown.
Something just came to my brain. Does the Miz come in at number 1 and get eliminated by the Wyatt family?
Oh.
Let the lights go out?
I could see it.
All right. And then the Miz gets so angry to the point where he's like, I'm going to go hunt the Wyatt family and show a different side of the Miz that we've never seen before.
Well, and here's my thing. Would it all be all 5? Well, not Nikki Cross, but like the rest of them, would it all 4 of them just go into the Rumble? Or would it just be Uncle Howdy and Uncle Howdy throws them out and then Rowan, Loomis, and Gacy?
I think they just capture him. I think they just capture him.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
like they just like the lights go out. They're in the ring. They take him out the ring, and then they just abduct him.
Yeah. Kidnap his ass again.
Yeah.
Again. Yeah. But and then that match, and then you had Kevin Owens versus Jimmy Uso in the main event.
Yeah.
It was a good match. Kevin obviously needed this win.
Mm-hmm.
And coming out with the Naomi shirt. I'm loving how Kevin's bringing out these shirts. Like Cody sucks eggs. The whole Naomi shirt. And it's like
son of a security, cyber security, whatever that was.
Yeah, I'm like, he's
dude.
He's getting creative with these T-shirts now.
Trying to make that money.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this: B-Fab. Like, what are we doing with B-Fab? And now
she's wrestling now.
Yeah.
Like what? Yo, Tony, I know. I definitely know you know this. You know the Wayans brothers. You know their sister, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't remind you of B-Fab?
Yes, she does.
Right?
She does. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think of that until now. Right?
Shit. That's true. She does. But see, the problem with that is, it's like what they did with Maxine. They needed to start in NXT.
Yep.
They should have kept B-Fab in NXT so that way she could. Because honestly, I can see potential, but she is so green. It's like, girl.
Yes, she is.
Not Chelsea, though.
Not Chelsea.
No, not Chelsea. No.
But she is so green. It's like, girl, you need to start in NXT and then work your way up. But just have her start, and this is like her second match that I've seen on SmackDown. I was like, oh, that's not.
Well,
good.
she was a manager for a long time, even when she was with freaking Swerve and I always forget what
Hit Row.
Hit Row. She was a manager for them.
Yeah.
Now, should Lash Legend be in B-Fab's position?
Yes.
Now, absolutely.
Yep.
Okay.
And just Lash, not Jackson.
No,
just Lash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Totally agree with that. All right. Anything else on SmackDown?
That's all I got.
What about NXT? same old NXT.
Same old. Yeah.
I tell you.
One thing the one great thing I wanted to talk about from Saturday Night Main Event, Hacksaw Jim Duggan looked phenomenal.
That he did.
And I know he had some health issues, but he looked great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
He sure did.
Yeah.
And
He's
Arn
out.
Anderson and Tully Blanchard,
Yeah.
Brainbusters showing up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Blanchard, Tessa Blanchard cut a promo. This girl started first of all, she started speaking Spanish. Throw that Spanish out there.
Oh shit!
She was talking about how she's better than the Austins out there. She went
Lord.
there better than the Hogans and all that stuff. Talking about how her family's up on top there. She didn't mention the Flairs though, which I thought she was going to, but she didn't do that.
Stay off there.
Yeah, she was. It was kind of weird. Like she did bring up WWF and all that stuff, and how her family's Hall of Famers and all this stuff. But yeah, kind of a weird promo. The crowd popped crazy for it, but yeah, kind of weird. But it was interesting enough to see that on TNA. So we'll see what happens with that. Because I think from her first night where they were chanting she's a racist, and now they're popping for her, the next time maybe all is forgiven in the wrestling world with Tessa Blanchard.
Did you see the video of Jordan Grace?
No.
There's a video of Jordan Grace where it was her last, I guess, match in TNA.
Yeah.
And they showed her in the back, and she was walking out, and she just totally walked right by Tessa.
Oof.
Did not acknowledge her at all.
Damn.
And went to everybody else and started hugging everybody else, and they presented her with a signed belt and said that she's forever Knockouts champion. All this
interesting.
Other shit. Yeah. She totally dissed her. And
So
Tessa's there clapping, like, yay, congratulations. And fucking Jordan Grace just walked right by her.
Is that a potential crossover?
It could be.
Yeah.
We want, I say we, I talk about the wrestling fans. I think we want nothing more than to have Tessa Blanchard versus Charlotte Flair.
Oh, fuck yeah.
At some point.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
I think, honestly, this match should have been done at some point a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Tessa fucked it up.
She's Tessa Blanchard.
Right.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
It's true.
But, I mean, like I said, if so many other wrestlers have came back and done their thing, why not Tessa Blanchard?
That's true.
Yep.
That is true. So, all right, we ready to close this bitch up?
Let's do it.
Yep. All right, but make sure you tune in after the show because we have the 5-second shuffle championship, which Elio won again last week, so he is up 2 to Clay's 1, and everybody else has 0. If you're new to that, basically what I do is I just hit a random song off my playlist. I hit the shuffle button, and we all got to guess who it is, and the first one to 10 wins. And there's also the forbidden songs. If any of these forbidden songs pops up on whoever's turn, they get a minus deduction from their score. These forbidden songs are Taz, Chris Benoit, Reba Giggle, Hook, Lash Legend, and Julian Hall. With that being said, I am your host, Tony Diaz, along with the $50 Man,
Clay Cummings,
and the Dean, and the Third Wheel,
Rick Serrano the Third,
and the Scorpion King,
Chris Peterson.
All right, love, peace, and wrestling. We'll see you next week.
Bye,
Peace out.
everybody.
What the hell was that?
You fucker.
He fucked it out. Hit him with it, Tony.
We got to end it with peace out.
It's the mids.
I bet it is. All right. Elio, you have champion's advantage. You can either go first or pass it off to Rick.
Oh, first.
All right. Here's the first one.
That's Scorpio Sky.
Rick.
We'll go with Meechin.
I'm going to go with Solo Sequoia. I don't fucking know. Clay.
I'm going to go Scorpio Sky.
Chris.
You said Scorpio Sky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go with that one.
Who did I just say?
Solo.
I was right. It is Solo.
Hey!
Holy shit. And I told him, I ain't gonna lie, I totally guessed that shit.
Wow.
I was like, fuck it, just throwing it out there. I was gonna go with Elio though, but I was like, nah.
See, I think I got Elio. I think I figured him out.
What?
I think I figured it out.
All right, so I'm the only one that scored on that one, so it goes to Rick. Here's your first one. Oh, dang. Last legend.
Bro, I brought you up, girl. I brought you up. They weren't even going to talk about you.
Wow.
Oh, shoot.
And I was singing her song last week, too, trying to get, That's what
Wow, so that gives Rick a -1 score. It's on to me. Here's my first one.
All rise for the kings of the Black Throne.
House of Black. Clay.
House of Black.
Chris.
House of Black.
Elio.
House of Black.
Rick.
House of Black.
It is the House of Black. So everybody's got a point. Rick's got his minus is gone, so he's at
There you go.
0.
Hey,
Clay's got one.
Positivity.
Positivity.
Elio's got 1. Rick's got 0. I got 2. Clay's got 1. Chris got 1. It's on to Clay. Here's your first one.
Ooh.
Oh, man.
Now, what did I do? Damn.
What a way to start. Chris Benoit. Dang.
That's when the kids piss you off.
Yeah. No.
No, you never see that. It's on TikTok. It's on TikTok, man. That's fucked up. It's on TikTok.
Literally, everybody hates Chris now.
All right, so that brings Clay back down to 0. Goes to Chris. He's got 1. Let's see if he can make it 2.
Undertaker.
Elio.
Baron Corbin.
Rick.
Baron Corbin.
I'm going Baron Corbin. Clay.
Baron Corbin.
It is Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. Damn it.
Yeah.
All right, the score is now Chris 1, Clay 1, me 3, Rick 1, Elio 2. Goes to Elio. Here you go.
Los fuegos están aquí.
Too Fast, Too Fuego.
Rick.
Too Fast, Too Fuego.
Yeah, I'm going Too Fast, Too Fuego. Clay.
Too Fast, Too Fuego.
Chris.
Too Fast, Too Fuego.
It is Too Fast, Too Fuego. Let me tell you something, man. I was lost on that one.
Me too.
A little bit. Yeah.
See?
I live my life a quarter mile at a time.
Mm-hmm. All right, goes to Rick. Here's your second one.
Ooh. Is that Lex Luger? We'll go with Lex Luger.
I'm gonna go Creed Brothers. Clay.
I'm gonna go Bobby Lashley.
Good guess. Chris.
Lex Luthor.
Elio.
Lex Luger.
It is. It's American made.
Oh. Ooh. Okay.
I don't get it though. I mean, I was kind of right. I was kind of right, but it was American made.
Halfway.
Halfway.
Right.
I'm missing 2 other ones.
Yeah.
Or the whole team faction, actually. All right, so nobody gets a point on that. Goes to me, right?
Yep.
Yes.
It does go to me? All right, Here I go. Sorry, I hit the forward button. The thing is so small, and my fat fingers trying to hit the pause button. But I'm gonna go. It's an old school one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go Ken Shamrock. Clay.
I'm with you. I'm going Ken Shamrock.
Chris.
Ken Shamrock.
Elio.
Ken Shamrock.
Rick.
Ken Shamrock.
It is Ken Shamrock. All right, so everybody gets a point on that. I got updated score is Chris has 3, Clay has 3, I have 5, Rick has 3, and Elio has 4. So it goes to Clay. Here's yours.
Oof. Let's go Lex Luger. I have no idea.
Chris.
Lex Luger. I'm gonna say the same thing.
Elio.
Lex Luger.
Rick.
We'll go Hercules.
Hercules.
Yes.
Why you gotta fuck that up for me?
Hercules. You're right to clap.
Elio was confident. Elio was confident though, man. I don't know.
He may could have copied off me. I don't know.
Well, that's where I'm conflicted.
Right.
All right, I'll go Lex Luger. Fuck it. It is Lex Luger.
Get the fuck out of here.
That was
Get
a
the
total
fuck
guess,
out of
too.
here, bro. I fucking gave that to y'all on the last one that sounded like Lex Luger, and y'all take it, and I don't get it. I object.
I object.
All right.
Shoot.
It goes to Chris. Here you go.
The Brood.
Elio.
Shark Boy.
Rick.
Shark Boy.
Yeah, Shark Boy. Clay.
Shark Boy.
It is Shark Boy.
Dang it.
Yeah.
So let me just update everything here. So Chris got 4, Clay's got 5, I got 7, Rick's got 4, and Elio's got 6. It's on to who's it on to?
Elio.
Elio. Yeah.
All right, Elio, here you go.
You look so good to me.
It could be a couple of different ones here. You know, Billy and Chuck.
Who?
Billy and Chuck.
Billy and Chuck.
Rick.
Billy and Chuck.
You said that too good, Elio. Like are you fucking with me? Are you fucking with us?
Are you fucking with me? Hey, are you fucking with me? You fucking with me? Huh?
Elio's slick that way too.
This is like Taxi Driver. You talking to
I
me?
gotta be ahead of Elio. So yeah, I'm gonna go Billy and Chuck too. Clay.
I'm gonna take a safe bet. I'm going Billy and Chuck.
Chris.
Billy and Chuck.
Watch it be Chuck and Billy.
Chuck and Billy.
Why you chucking Billy, man? Why do you have to chuck Billy? Wrong to chuck Billy.
That was a great tag team, man.
That was.
I thought it was too, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so it goes to Rick. Here you go.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Bret the Hitman Hart. Clay.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
Chris.
Hitman Hart.
Elio.
Bret Hart.
Yes, sir. Everybody
There you are.
gets a point on that.
There's the slight difference between Natalia's and his.
Yo, every
little
time I heard y'all talk about that, I'm like, no, Bret Hart is this and Natalia's is this.
There's a slight difference. There's a slight difference.
There's a big difference. You guys just not listening with your ears. Listen, I love
I'm
Bret
sorry,
Hart.
my ears are not big as yours.
Oh, thank
Big
you.
ears.
I'm sensitive.
All right. So, updated scorecard. Chris has 6. Clay has 7. I have 9. Rick has 6. And Elio's got 8. So, it's on to me. Here I go.
Oof.
I'm going with Tommaso Ciampa. Clay.
Tommaso Ciampa.
Chris.
Ciampa.
Elio.
Master Ciampa.
Rick.
Tommaso Ciampa.
For the win. My first win of the year is Tommaso Ciampa.
There it is.
Yeah. Man.
God dang.
Look at that.
Man,
Look
I had to
at
stay
that.
ahead of this damn game.
Elio was right on your
Elio
tail,
was
too.
right on my
Bro,
tail.
yo, it started off with Solo Sequoia. You earned
Yeah.
that just off that
That's
award,
true.
bro.
That is true. That is true, man. Because I totally guessed on that one. I did. I was because to me it sounded like it belonged to a female wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? Let me not do that and go the opposite of somebody that nobody would think it is.
Yep.
So and the only person that came to mind was Solo.
Yep. And it's crazy because I feel like we've never ever had Lex Luger, and the one that sounded like his in my memory, I'm like, yo, I know he had the drums. It could have been Chris Masters, and I'm just like, now let me just throw out Lex Luger. And then there's a second one that I thought was like way off that wasn't, and it was crazy, crazy. But that's why we love this game, bro.
This game, man. That's all it is to it.
So that puts me on the scorecard with 1 win. Clay's got 1 win. Elio's got 2, and Rick and Chris still searching for their first one. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you tune in next week where we will go over the Royal Rumble. Same pod time, same pod channel. See ya.
And my mom said I grew into my ears, Chris. I grew into them.
No one will survive.